Hey, welcome to Live, Laugh, Love Scrapbook.blogspot.com. Today we're going to work on, I'm going to do a couple segments for this because it's a really good card that I've made. But we're going to first make the layered flower that's going to go on the front of the card. So it takes a little bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple segments. So be sure and catch part 1, part 2, and maybe part 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the Walk in My Garden cartridge. You're going to cut the daisy that is on page 82. You're going to cut 2 at 3.5 inches, 1 at 3 inches, 1 at 2.5 inches, and 2 at 2 inches, 3 at 1 inch, and you want to cut those probably in a different color. You just use your own discretion there. And I'm going to post the text description of this card so that you'll have all of the dimensions for you. Okay. To get started, you want to cut out your 2 3.5 inch daisies. So what you do is you're going to layer those together like this. And I used permanent adhesive in the middle and kind of set it over a little bit so I have a layer. Then you're going to layer on top of that your 3-inch daisy. And we're going to want to set it over to the side just a little bit. You want to do one 2.5 inch daisy, that's this one, yeah, and then 2 of your 2 inch daisies you're going to put on top of that. Okay, just kind of keep setting them off a little bit. Then what you're going to do to make your center that I've made, and I chose to make this one out of white because I'm doing my card in black and white with a colored ribbon. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my 3 1-inch pieces, my 3 1-inch daisies, apply a little bit of adhesive in the middle, and these do not have to be perfect because you're going to scrunch them up. So after you get those 3 put together, what I did was took a paintbrush and took the handle of it so that I would have a flat in the middle, and I just folded it all up around my paintbrush because you want it to be kind of messy for the middle. Going to give you that little frayed center. Okay, and I rolled it around so I had a nice little flat spot to set my rhinestone in there. So then I used some liquid glue. You want to use something that's going to hold pretty good. And I dropped a dot in there, like so. Use my tweezers. And I think I had trouble with the whole tweezers thing yesterday when I was doing this. I want to set that right in that center part where the glue is. And then what I did was took my paintbrush back over here again and pressed it in there. And I set it off to the side and let it dry. So here's the one I did yesterday, and it's dry. See? And you just want to fray those out a little bit. And then you're going to put a pop dot on the back of that to hold it on there. And what I did was took the pop dot off there, took some scissors, and cut it in half. Kind of worked it on there like that. Okay, set it on there like so, because I want that to be a little messy looking, not a lot messy looking, but a little messy looking anyway. Then I just took my flower, press that on there good, and I applied my leaves to the back, and I cut these leaves. These leaves are cut on the Walk in My Garden cartridge on page 109, and they're cut at 2 inches with the feature of border being used. Okay? And what I did was just apply a little bit of adhesive, and I kind of turned my flower till I got a part where my leaf would show, but those little slashes wouldn't. It doesn't look like I'm going to find one right off. There's a pretty good one. Yeah. And then I want to do the same thing to this one. I love this Walk in My Garden cartridge, and this would be cute to add to a page. Just so happens I'm going to do a card with it, but it would be really cute to add to a page also. All of about making my own stuff so that I don't pay a fortune for my pages. Alright, so now I've added that. Now I'm just going to take my leaves, my petals, and my flowers, sorry, and I'm just going to turn it around in my hand, and I'm going to lift them all towards me. And you want to kind of leave the ones by the leaves flatter so that they cover up those slash marks on those leaves, which I don't like, but I didn't like the solid leaves either, so kind of had to do with what I had. And then, to get the sparkles on this maroon one like I have, I took my stickles and just took this paintbrush and painted it all on there, just real lightly, painted it on there, and then just let it dry. So there is part one of our layered flower card. Please join me for part two.